everyone. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you deciding to take time and hang out with me today. I have a bit of a long one for you, so grab a snack, grab some hot chocolate, get comfy, and let's chill together. So this is going to be a little bit of a beauty rant, but keep in mind, these are my opinions. Some of them are just my quirks, and some of them are coming from a place of, I have a background in journalism, and I've also been part of this community for 7 years. So I've formed some rather strong opinions that I've just never really felt comfortable saying because I didn't want to piss everyone off. But I've kind of gotten to a place where I'm like, you know what? I am going to post this now bright and early on my channel because this is not the channel if you're after flawless, understated, very like couture red carpet beauty. This is the channel for fun and experimentation and being bold and having a good time. And really being together. I will be doing other things, on this channel, like bags, maybe some other style stuff. But yeah, there will definitely be some makeup content here. And I hope that you will enjoy it. So if you see me looking over here, it's because I have notes. It's kind of a two-part thing. I want to kind of talk about the fact that there's a fantasy marketed to us for a different group of society, straight men, about this pure, youthful type of flawlessness that is really toxic. And there is, on this list that I'm going to go through and tell you why or why not I don't have them in my collection briefly, because this will get to be a super long video. There are 18 categories of product. And some of them, if we were encouraged to experiment and find ourselves, we would be trying more of them out and having more fun. But really, I mean, what's being marketed to us is just this concept of perfection that is really meant to appeal to the same type of individuals that own these brands or are part of like the celebrity scene, or have, maybe they started their own brand independently, but they seem to have taken inspiration from that. So with that being said, so we're going to talk about concealers first. Guys, I don't own a single concealer. I don't. And it's because not everyone's skin is the same, and pretending that's otherwise to me is a little bit insincere. I do, however, there's a slight exception to that rule. I did find that this one setting powder I do enjoy, while it doesn't seem to actually set very well. It's like got a slightly radiant brightening effect, so I do use that under eye if I want to tone down my natural under eye darkness. You know what? I think a lot. I am kind of a night owl, and it's genetic, and I'm not ashamed of that. As far as acne concealer, I actually, my kind of take as a teenager who didn't wear a lot of makeup is that maybe it's not the greatest thing to layer all this stuff on. And I know the response to that is, well, that's what all the cleansers are for. Well, you wouldn't necessarily need all that. And this touches on the second part, which I meant to mention, is kind of my quote unquote angry makeup opinions. we wouldn't need nearly as many cleansers if we didn't bury our skin in 50 layers of product. And so while I have things that will slightly tone down redness, I don't really wear concealer. If I have acne, I treat it and I take a day off from any sort of base products and let it get better. Let me adjust my notes. Brow color and brow set. Now, this is one thing where I think the soap brow trend is fun, and I actually really like what they call the caterpillar brows, the kind of very thick, bold eyebrows that some people used to do. I liked that. Now, here's the thing, though. I have color contrast issues, so sometimes fine detail work is really hard for me. So I don't bother with brow color, like a pencil or a powder. Sometimes I will use a clear mascara to kind of give my eyebrows a little bit of texture. So yeah, that's items 3 and 4 on this list. The first two are the two types of concealers, really. Brow color and brow set are kind of, I occasionally use a clear mascara, but I don't color my brows. And what I do is I do razor them, because while I think our natural brows should be something we are okay with, I do prefer mine to look at least similar shape. Number 5 on my list is foundation. Now, here's me again. I'm just as susceptible to those messages about, skin being smooth and clear and flawless as everybody else. But I don't have a problem with my natural skin texture, and I think making people feel uncomfortable, brands and big corporate making people feel uncomfortable because maybe they've got bigger pores, or maybe they've got, some natural, whatever going on, is just manipulative. And so I don't wear full coverage foundations. I do, however, use skin tints, because I find that is a very light way to kind of, maybe there's a little bit of irritation going on. Maybe I'm just tired and you can really see it, and it's nice. And also, I understand the need for base products to keep things where they go. The next item is setting powder, number 6. Yes, I love a good setting powder. My favorite is the CoverGirl Smoothers. I liked it so much when I first put it on my face that I promptly bought a second one, and it's because with one pass of the little puff they give you, your skin feels like silk. It's so good. I use a kind of glass skin primer, and I use that, and sometimes that's all I put on. I don't even bother with skin tint. And then I've got this NYX setting primer, or NYX setting powder. And then I have one from NARS, and that's the one that I converted into sort of an under eye thing. I don't want to say concealer, because it doesn't really conceal, it just scales it back a little bit. Number 7 is setting spray. This is a purely me thing. I don't like spraying stuff into my face. I don't know why, but just the idea makes me really uncomfortable. I don't like how it feels. The only time I do that is if I'm not wearing any product and I'm broiling hot in the summer, then I might, I don't even spray then. Then I just take a damp towel and just kind of use it. I don't know. I just don't like it. 8 is primers. Now, this is where you get me on the, and I will, this is why I say, I'm just as susceptible to those messages. I love it when my skin feels glassy smooth. So very smoothing primers. I mean, I love that look. even though to me it's just an art effect. Like, my skin's not naturally like that, and I'm totally fine with that state of affairs. There's no makeup on my face today. I keep rushing because I don't want this video to be like a million years long. Sorry. There's nothing on my face today. I'm totally fine with that. I do like primer. And if you don't feel like wearing a foundation or a skin tint, a primer is a good thing to just make sure that you're, if you want to wear blush, highlighter, any of that stuff, rock on. Now, blush, for a long time, I was kind of anti-blush. I'm like, we're not always blushing, We're not always just coming from the cold, or someone just told a joke that made us get a little rosy. But I've started experimenting with it in the art, with a kind of art mentality about it. So I have a champagne, I have a plum, I have kind of a brown toned blush that paired with certain highlighters kind of makes me look a little bit more sun-kissed. Number 10 is bronzer. I don't wear bronzer. I naturally tan wearing an SPF 20 in the summer for like 30 minutes a week. And then if I go outside longer than that, I wear like a 50. Contour, I know how to do, but I reject it. And the reason I reject it is because not everyone's face is the same. And again, trying to make everyone look like they have this chiseled face is kind of insincere, and I don't love that. And then highlighter, I didn't get it at first, but then I got into it, and it's because I realized that sometimes you can find fun ones that maybe they're like a natural skin tone, but they have a little silver shimmer to them, or a little gold to them, or you can sometimes get ones that are like frosty and icy and like different things like that. So there's an art aspect to it. So I used to be a little bit anti-highlighter. If I were to try a bronzer product, it would be that Bare Minerals bronzer, and then I would just use it as a blush. 13, lip liner. God's forbid I want to rock a black lipstick and I don't use some defining lip liner to make my lips look fuller or different shape than they are. Guess what? Just the fact that you have a certain lip shape shouldn't dictate what kinds of colors you wear or how you wear them. And also, I just think lip liner is an extra unnecessary step. Caveat to that, I don't like super watery liquid lips, and I may pick up, because I've accrued a few of them unintentionally. People, if your lip formula, brands, if your lip formula is not a thicker like mousse, don't call it a lip cream. It's not a lip cream. Call it what it is. Lip water, lip juice. I don't know. That sounded gross. I don't care. I'm making a point that if it's watery and thin, it's not a cream. But yeah, I don't like watery liquid lip formulas, but occasionally I accidentally get one because the formula name is misleading. So I may get like an invisible lip primer or a clear lip liner to help keep it from feathering, because sometimes it's hard for me to see it if it's a really light shade. Then again, the light shades are the ones I usually try first from a formula to make sure that the formula will work for me with my issues. So yeah, there's, I don't know. I just think like we're so obsessed with having these like full perfect lips. And I'm like, you know what? Again, not everyone's face is like that. Lip color. Now I'm clumping in bullet lips, liquid lips, lip gloss. I am a lip product junkie. I have way too many. I mean, I don't have as many as some people who do this, but I have a lot. It's like my favorite thing to pick up and try. So I have a ton. Don't like super watery liquid lips. And I personally think all bullet lips should be like the slim style that like Maybelline or Kat Von D offer, or the MAC Slim Velvet Powder Kiss. If my cat suddenly shoves his face in the frame, I apologize. I will try to get him out. Eye primer. Eye primer and concealer are two different things. Just me being opinionated here for a second. Also, why are we using bronzer as contour? Contour is meant to be cool. Bronzer is meant to be warm. Eye primer and concealer are two different things. I get why some people cheat and use concealer on their eyelids if they have like really heavy veins. But eye primer is meant to help you hold your shadow and make it stick. Concealer is not meant to make things stick. But yeah, eye primer is definitely something I use. I don't like the really sticky ones, and I don't like the ones that apply with like a doe foot. I am a shadow junkie. I have lots of small curated palettes. I think large palettes are kind of obnoxious. I also have some sticks and some liquid shadows. Eyeliner, purely me. I don't know why, but like either putting it on with a brush or like a pencil tip, I find super irritating. Like I just don't like the sensation of it. And also for me, like for some reason I have a hard time keeping the line like perfectly steady. So I don't really bother. What I will sometimes do is smudge a little bit of shadow like underneath with my finger and use like a cream shadow to do it. Just for a little bit of extra detail, but most of the time I don't even bother. Eyeliner's not a thing for me. And mascara. Love me some mascara. That was my first ever cosmetic. So that's my list of all of the 18 categories of makeup that we are supposed to have and use on a daily basis. And most of it is supposed to be like nudes and neutrals and subtles and meant to make you look sexy, but also innocent, but also flawless, but also grown up, you know, but still youthful. It's like, let's not buy into the fucking fantasy anymore, people. Now to the second part of this, and I will try to be fast again, because I'm sure we're already at like 20 minutes or something. Maybe not. So these are all just things that I've come to think over years of playing with makeup. They're purely my opinions, although some of them are backed up by like what I know about social media and sociology, or not social media, marketing and sociology. Cat, you're interfering with my brainwaves by sitting there. He walks away. And now he's putting his tail on my notes. I know you can't see this. Thank you. So yeah, these are just my views. First one, heavy makeup, heavy skincare. We get up and we're supposed to, every day, we're supposed to cleanse our face in the morning from nighttime dirt. I don't know about you. I don't bother. Like, okay, here's my thing. I am 33 and I put on moisturizer a few times a week. I cleanse if I've been sweating, if I've gotten dirty, or if I was wearing makeup, and I always cleanse, when I take a shower regardless. So I do use cleansers, but only when I feel like my skin has been through it. But it's like they want you to buy all these things to keep yourself looking youthful and perfect. I did not wear a lot of makeup as a kid. And I think my skin has held some of its good condition because of that. And when it's summer out, if I do believe in SPF and like, especially like environmental pollution protection, but like I tan for maybe 30 minutes once a week wearing an SPF 20 naturally. And that's only for 3 months of the year. And the rest of the year, I'm mostly like an indoor kid. What? I'm not a kid. I'm 33. What am I talking about? Mostly an indoor girl. And then if I'm out in the sun for like several hours, I'm wearing like a 50. I don't wear it every single day. I don't necessarily moisturize every day. I moisturize most mornings. And I love a good overnight sleep mask. And I love my caffeinated eye gel. It feels nice. I'm not lying about that. I can't deny that. But sometimes I think if we didn't cake on 50 layers of stuff, we wouldn't need 50 layers of product to fix the damage. And here's me being super opinionated here, guys. Get ready. Number 2. Girls that say, I'm afraid of dark lipsticks. What are you afraid of? Getting fined? Social disapproval? Guess what? It's okay if the edge isn't perfectly sharp. If, you realize you got a little on your teeth and you have to wipe it off with a tissue, it's not fatal. And honestly, the more of us who experiment with the deep shades, the bold shades, they're really no harder to wear than the light pastel stuff. You don't necessarily need a lip liner. You really don't. Just find formulas that you feel work well for you. And yes, some brands don't get how to make a good dark lip that's not patchy, and that's fine. Step away from that. But guys, it's okay. Number 3. I'm afraid of color. I don't like to play with color. Guess what? Your neutrals are colors. Everything scatters and absorbs light. Everything except a pure black object scatters some wavelengths of light. And the wavelengths are what give you color. This is called color theory. It is scientific. So my dress scatters all sorts of light colors. There's some black in here, although I don't know if it's pure black anymore because I've had it a while. That absorbs all light, and there's some white that scatters all light. Your neutrals are still colors, babe. And besides, again, what are you afraid of? Being fined? Social disapproval? Guess what? The more we break the rules, the less the rules matter. And basically what I'm saying, even though I'm a little hot about that, is that the more you break the rules, the more you can have fun and the more you can experiment. It's sad to me that we've been tricked out of that freedom by marketing manipulation. Now here's another one for me, purely mine. When you've got a beautiful artistic eye and no lip action. Now I understand if you do, a red lip and a dark eye, you leave your cheeks kind of natural. That's actually something I do quite a bit. But to me, I know that they say, oh, it's eyes or lips, like you don't want to overdo it. I actually find that almost looks incomplete when there's nothing going on one and everything's on the other. To me, that's actually completely the opposite of balanced. It's lopsided. So that's me. I just have feelings about that. Like I'll see someone with a beautiful eye makeup look on Instagram, and then I look down, I look at her face and I'm like, there's nothing going on with her lips. And it looks like it's not finished to me. I don't know. Makeup to me, this is number 5 on this list of angry makeup opinions. It should be art, not conformity. For thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, people have used fragrance and cosmetics and tattoos to express themselves, to discuss their religion, to share their opinions. I'm sorry you're hearing this. Next to me, the cat is playing with the closet door. He's kind of dumb. And now we've got this situation where makeup is being used to create this... Stop, please. I'm trying to film a video here. It's being used to create this Western European standard of beauty and then capitalize on it. So pure and innocent and flawless and yet sexy and yet tame and yet all the things. We need to get back to where makeup and body art are tools of personal free expression instead of letting corporate use them against us. This next one, two-faced bullshit in the beauty community, guys. I'm calling everyone out here. Being fake nice. Being manipulative. He got into my closet and he just jumped into the basket where I have all my small leather goods. I'm sorry, but I've seen way too much of the, I'm just this perfectly nice, innocent little princess. And then they'll be snobby about if you don't have perfect skills, or maybe your style is a little bit edgy or a little unusual. They'll be snobby about it. And like the double-edged compliments are everywhere. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. I swear I'm almost done. So, less launches, more quality. Now this I'm directing mainly at, no, actually, never mind. Forget that. When it comes to drugstore, how about better formulas, better packaging, a little bit fewer launches? ColourPop. And as far as the high-end brands, how about more experimental ideas, more creativity, and a few less launches? Tarte. Too Faced. All right, now here's another one that is purely me. This goes back to that kind of male gaze fantasy I touched on, that patriarchal Western European ideal thing. I'm sure we've all noticed that brands like MAC and Too Faced have a tendency to use rather suggestive names related to bedroom stuff to sell their products. That is entirely gross to me. It really is. It's also a little gross to sell fantasies of being in these tropical places and living these ultra rich lives to make money. So that's just, to me, is like bad marketing. And then the final one touches on something that's very personal for me. Before I wrap this up, it is about color descriptions, either being bad or not there. Brands hire people, have them vision tested to make sure they can perceive what colors actually are. If something is purplish brown, it's different from being brownish purple. If something is orangey red, it's different from slightly reddish orange. And nude or neutral with a hint of a color does not make it that color. You guys need to write better product descriptions, and you need to hire people that actually have the visual acuity to do it. And hello with the names. Can we get names that actually give us a good sense? Okay. So names like honey or cinnamon are great color names. They give you a suggestion of what a color is. Lavender is really good. Although things like deep lavender, pastel lavender, bright lavender are better because deep is different from bright, is different from pastel. But names like, let's say something is a medium tone golden brown, calling it, oh, I don't know, mountain sunshine. I'm making this up to make a point. Mountain sunshine has nothing to do with the color medium golden brown. And so you are not making it easy for people that have any kind of color vision issues to ensure that they are buying what they think they are buying. I also would add in that brands like Ulta and Sephora, please have an option to put your backgrounds on dark mode so that those of us who can see colors on dark backgrounds better, hi, me, have an easier time and don't have to blow ourselves out with bright, glary screens. And also, drugstore brands frigging puts product descriptions, including the colors, including color descriptions on your products on the websites, for real, so that we can actually read into what we are buying. Because, you know, some of us would actually like to buy your products, and you're forcing us into the higher end market because that's more likely where we will find these descriptions. Okay, it feels really good to say all this shit finally, after a long time of trying not to antagonize people by voicing how I feel. And hope you didn't mind the audio video bombing by the cat. I had fun with this. I am definitely planning on doing more soon. And again, thank you for visiting. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one.